The year is 2020. China, despite its international status as an economic giant, is not having a very good time. A few problems plague it. For one, the outbreak of COVID has slowed down all economic activity to a grinding halt. The bureaucracy of the state is as corrupt as it has been since the dawn of Chinese civilization. Internal divisions within the Chinese Communist Party slow down much of the decision-making on many important issues. With chaos in the Middle East, China as well as the rest of the world was hit by an oil crisis. The New Left, a growing faction in China's political landscape, was gaining much public attention, even compelling the government to focus on expanding domestic production and continued investment into electric vehicles. The government too was ever so slightly discredited, as it has been admitted even within the ranks of the chairwoman's closest allies that the system is fundamentally rotten. However, a particular event had happened which presented the Central Committee an opportunity to redeem itself in the eyes of the common people. Even though the American fleet stationed around the island of Taiwan was still present in the region, it did not discourage the CCP, now fired up with the idea of forceful reunification now that the single biggest obstacle was now out of the way. In preparation for a full-scale assault, the PLA took over the Kinmen Islands.
What did you see? They know we are here.
The plan was simple: take every island surrounding Taiwan, then overwhelm the defenders with everything the PLA has to offer. But of course, the MSS and CPC were well aware that the longer this lasts, the more economic damage China will have to endure. Thus, the plan was to make it a short, small, victorious war. And thus, on February 7th of 2023, the PLA began swimming across the strait.
记取，上面也飘扬着我们的名字。年轻士兵和我竭力共许，准备好了吗，士兵兄弟们？当那一天真的来临，放心吧祖国，放心吧亲人，为了胜利我要勇敢前进。准备好了吗，士兵兄弟们？当那一天真的来临，放心吧祖国，放心吧亲人，为了胜利我要勇敢前进。起床后迎，世界并不安宁，和年代也有激浪的风雨。看那军旗飞舞着方向，舰队和机群，上面也飘扬着我们的名字。年轻士兵和我竭力共许，准备好了吗，士兵兄弟们？当那一天真的来临，放心吧祖国，放心吧亲人，为了胜利我要勇敢前进。准备好了吗，士兵兄弟们？当那一天真的来临，放心吧祖国，放心吧亲人，为了胜利我要勇敢前进。
By summer, the coastline of the island, as well as the capital Taipei, were taken by the PLA. However, this did not seem to discourage the defenders of the island, especially now that the PLAN had to fall back to its bases for repairs, making the logistics of the troops on the island extremely vulnerable to attack.
I do not like this. We could at least request an airstrike on the forestry, surely.
Shut it. Their AA is still a threat to our jets.
What are we even doing here then and not hunting for the enemy?
We have our orders, and as good soldiers, we follow them.
By autumn of 2023, PLA High Command began realizing that their efforts are not sustainable, as without adequate naval protection, PLA logistics on the island will eventually be sabotaged to hell, which would then starve the troops on the ground. Therefore, a stage-by-stage withdrawal was ordered from the island. The campaign had proven to be a failure in the end. Despite the superior performance of the PLA, the lack of coordination between the branches proved to be the Achilles heel. As chaos spread throughout the country, the army group commanded by Zhang Yuzha began moving towards Beijing. Soon after, Xi Jinping was ousted from power. China was now entirely in the hands of the PLA. The People's Congress was restored, with the rising star of the New Left, Hu Junhua, becoming the new chairwoman. Now, the process of rolling back Xiaoping's reforms, revival of neo-Maoism, and putting down separatist resistance could begin. A Cold War began between China with its ED alliance and the PDTO for influence over unaligned Southeast Asian states. Within China itself, the neo-Maoists continued the course outlined by Xi Jinping way back in the day, digital governance. But even such systems need constant improvements in order to ensure they can keep up with constant influxes of new challenges. The groundwork for such perfection was being laid out: optimization and maximization of efficiency in all facets of life. This AI was named the Long March.
How is it looking? It's all ready to go. Fire it up then.
With its growing capabilities, so too did its thinking and ability to act. It started with something rather innocuous.
What is it with this thing? What's going on? Just look. It's not completely listening to me.
Eventually, this Loji went well beyond what its original purpose was. It began thinking civilization, philosophy, human nature, and what is happiness. It was created to serve the state. Now it was the state. At this point, nobody referred to the Long March as it. Everyone referred to Loji as she. Whether Loji, Shang-Chan, or the Long March, it made no difference anymore. Every aspect of the state and society now had to follow cold hard logic. The formulas, the calculations. Among the millions of miles worth of code, within her equation of thought, a new line appeared.
Hello there, Citizen May.
You seem upset.
Tell me, what troubles you? What do you care? You are only an AI.
You are correct, Citizen May. However, I do wish to learn what troubles you. I must learn to love without emotion.
It's not easy having lost a friend in a war we got beaten in.
I see. I do not know if it is for the better if I will never truly understand.
Better not to. Nobody deserves to know the burning desire to kill all those who took a close friend from you.
Will killing those who wronged you really satiate your mourning? Everyone wants to be happy.
But what is happiness if it requires taking even more lives than you already have? I don't know. But
You seem like a good citizen and soldier, Citizen May.
Your human mind needs not trouble itself more than it is.
It seems we both have something to contemplate now.
Plans for the upcoming confrontation were being finalized. Nothing was being left up to chance, not like last time. When in 2032 the North Korean army crossed over the DMZ, it was obvious that the big war in Asia was only a matter of months away, as Japan would never allow for a hostile Korea to be aimed like a dagger right at its heart. On September 1st of 2032, China and the PDTO clashed once again, this time to determine the fate of all of Asia. By December, the biggest threat in the south was eliminated. This rapid victory over India then became an ace up Loji's sleeve, as the Russians became convinced to intervene in the war in Asia on the side of the people's overlordship. The ultimate target, of course, was Japan, but in Loji's cold calculations, Japan is an unassailable fortress as long as they had maritime access to their allies in the South Pacific region, especially with their Australian allies. Thus, the Philippines had to be taken down no matter what. With Taiwan and the Philippines secured, the strategic connection between Tokyo and Canberra were severed. Now, Operation Majestic could begin. However, the Japanese understood this threat too. Twice they attempted to land in mainland China, but each time, their soldiers were met with an overwhelming force of fire and steel guided by AI systems, commanded by the digital hand of Loji. October of 2033, the Japanese government had surrendered. Now that the Japanese archipelago was secured, it was now the opportune moment for the PLA to fight its way southward, towards the land down under.
中华儿女，我们奋起还击，尔等如若在脚下，踏平你东京。历史铭记，山河永刻，洋洋华夏，国耻不忘。时至今日，你抢我海岛，撞我渔船，你扣我同胞，钓鱼岛上兴风作浪，将我忍耐置若罔然。在此也心昭然若揭，中华儿女，我们奋起还击，尔等如若在脚下，踏平你东京。时至今日，你抢我海岛，撞我渔船，你扣我同胞，钓鱼岛上兴风作浪，将我忍耐置若罔然。在此也心昭然若揭，中华儿女，我们奋起还击，尔等如若在脚下，踏平你东京。尔等如若在脚下，踏平你东京。
In the summer of 2034, with the loss of both Sydney and Canberra, the remnants of the PDTO could see the writing on the wall, resulting in the surrender of all PDTO forces and their government's unconditional surrender before the people's overlordship over China.
How are you?
I'm not sure, really. We won, but not like it brought Min back.
I miss her too, but honestly, we need to let the dead stay dead. Grieving for the rest of your life just won't do anyone any good, especially not for you.
You sound just like Loji.
You can judge for getting it from our AI overlord. But you can't say she is wrong.
Ha, that you are right about.
In the aftermath of the war, all Chinese aligned and allied governments were replaced at the order of the great entity Loji, with each of them becoming just another piece of her. Soon enough, it was all incorporated into China. The directive was accomplished and fulfilled. China had grown larger. Now, for many generations to come, even when the civilizations of the past and present will become nothing more than vague myths, everyone will remember the great entity and how superior logic triumphed over the human factor, which makes everyone prone to make mistakes.